Yes, Bhavna, what is the question? I see your message in the chat. Possible to explain why WHRS in set 4? So, okay, let me share my presentation. This is what we were talking about yesterday when we were doing mediation models. I said we will discuss two models, the uh, W.HRS solved problem in set 3. Okay. So we said that in the 2-1-1 model, you have the antecedent at level 2, the mediator is at level 1, and the outcome is also at level 1. In 2-to-1 model, the antecedent X, the mediator M, they are both at level 2, that is why 2, 2, and then outcome is at level 1. Now, the problem with using Mij is that this is actually in the 2-1-1 model, Mij is a level 1 variable. And what are we trying to do? We are trying to explain a relationship that is between a level 2 variable xj and yij. So a level 1 variable is actually not there at level 2. So how can it predict a level 2 relationship? A relationship between a level 2 variable and a level 1 variable. And that is the problem with this 2-1-1 model and having Mij. So how do we solve it? We actually use the W or M.J, which is at the group level, right? Group level mean of Mij is brought in at level 2 because that is a level 2 representation of Mij. And in level 1, we replace Mij with Mij minus M.J, which is its mean. And that is the reason. So I have written, I had uploaded this slide, this presentation in the folder also. So what were the Barron and Kenny steps? We had regressed y on x. So you got the full effect, which was gamma 0, 1, 1. Then we regressed Mij on xj, and so you get the a, which is gamma 0, 1, 2, right, superscript 2. And then we regress yij on both mij as well as xj. So you get the gamma 1, 0 is the coefficient associated with Mij. So in the normal run, we would have multiplied gamma 0, 1 superscript 2 with gamma 1, 0 superscript 3. So that is the mediation effect, indirect effect. So this is what I have written, that you regress Mij on xj and you regress Yij on Mij and xj and you compute Sobel's T, right? But the problem is that this provides confounded and incorrect estimates of the mediation effect in 2-1-1 model, and you force the average of the within group and between group effect of mediator on the outcome, because actually you have only mediator at the level 1, so you are not accounting for what is its effect at level 2, because I want to mediate, I want to understand what is the mediation effect of this level 2 relationship, right? So this is what I have written, that we are forcing an average of the within group and between group effect of the mediator. We are interested in the between group relationship
2-1-1 model.
as the predictor is
चलो
at,
let's go.
as the predictor is at level 2, L2. And that is why what do we do is we replace, or we do CWCM, that is centered within a context and reintroduction of the mean. So The first two set equations remain exactly the same. Rather, what we do is, because we want to bring the within group effect, this is the within group effect, and this is the between group effect. Okay, so that is why you do W dot HRSIJ, that becomes the within group HRSIJ. Okay, you regress it at L1, and you do G dot HRSJ, which is the mean of the variable at the group level mean, right? You introduce it as a L2 variable. So I have written here, compute within group mean centered M, and we call it as W dot M, which is nothing but, I should have written W dot Mij also. Okay, Mij minus M dot J, and use W dot M in L1 equation and enter M dot J in L2 equation. So you get gamma 0, 1, 2, which we were getting in the set 2 equation. So that is the same. And rather than multiplying it with gamma 103, which we had done in the previous run, gamma 103, rather than that, we actually multiply it with gamma 024, which is the effect associated with the group level mean of the mediator. So that is why our mediation effect becomes gamma 0, 1, 2 multiplied with gamma 0 superscript 4. Okay, and that becomes our Sobel's T. Is that okay? Have I answered, Bhavna? Any more question on
Yes,
this?
sir.
Right, so the first two set are exactly the same. We don't change anything. These are the first two set equations. And instead of doing this, where we had used level 1 Mij, rather than that, we compute the, let me correct this, we compute the within group mean centered. So we call it as W dot Mij, which is Mij minus M dot J. We use this in L1 equation, W dot Mij in the L1 equation, and we use W dot Mj in L2 equation, and we compute our Sobel's T. It is very actually,
Sir, I have one doubt.
yes.
I'm clear about this model, but only doubt is this will happen when mediation or in only mediation is at the level 1. Otherwise, in 2-to-1 model, it will not happen, right?
Yes, yes, that is what we are now going to discuss. This will happen only, this is what I had told yesterday also. This issue is only in 2-1-1 model. This is not a
Yeah.
problem in 2-to-1 model, because in 2-to-1 model, your mediator is actually at level 2. So this is not a
Yes.
problem at all. The only issue is when you are doing 2-1-1, this is something that you will have to keep in mind, that instead of using one variable Mij, you will create two variables W dot Mij and M dot J, and use that in the equation, and then use the coefficient associated with M dot J. Is that okay?
And 1-to-1 model, sir.
Huh?
In 1-to-1 model,
There
also
is
this
no
issue will
such
not be
thing
there.
as
In
one-to-one
1-to-1.
model. There is no such thing as one-to-one model, Deepak. Because in multi-level, one
One.
thing
Okay.
we
Okay.
said that we predict only from L2 to L1. We do not predict L1 to L2. So there
Okay.
is no
Understood.
such
Sorry.
thing as one-to-one model.
1-to-1
There will be either 2-1-1 or 2-to-1
or
or
2-to-1.
1-1-1 model. Everything is at level 1 only.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You cannot have a one-to-one model. That is not possible, right? Okay, so let us come to now the 2-to-1 model. This is the model that I had told you. Now this is 2-to-1. Let us write the equations and let us see how we will. So what is the model now? We say G dot lead predicts G dot HRSJ, And G.HRSJ predicts well-being. So you have your antecedent at level 1, at level 2, sorry, G.lead. Your mediator is at level 2 also, G.HRS. Your outcome is at level 1, right? This is the mediation that we are interested in checking. So this becomes our 2-2-1 model. Okay, and I continue to have this just to make similarity. Okay, we'll see how do we write these equations, right? Let us do that now, and then we will go to our R script. So now what we are doing is we are building our 2-2-1 model. So you have G dot lead J that predicts G dot HRS J, which in turn predict well-being IJ, right? This is the mediation that we want to test, and we know that G dot lead and G dot HRS, they lie at level 2, and at level 1 you have HRS IJ. Let's say this is what you wanted to test. You wanted to test this level 1 equation also, and then you wanted to test the mediation model, right? So let's start with our set 1, where we are interested in testing. Let's say we are interested in testing well-being regressed on G dot lead. That's it. We just want to test this. Okay. I could bring HRSIJ also, but at the moment, let us say we are interested in checking, or let me say, we are not modeling the mediation. We are testing only this. So well-being is regressed on G dot lead and HRSIJ. Let's say we want to do this. So what will be our equation? This is y regressed on x1 and x2. There are two x, so let's call this as x1 and let's call this as x2. This is our mediator and this is our y. So what will be our equation? Well-being ij is equal to beta 0j plus beta 1j HRS Ij. This is the level 1 equation. Then for level 2, we say beta 0j is equal to gamma 00 plus gamma 01 G dot lead J plus U0J, and beta 1j, we say it is gamma 10. And this is all for set 1. So we write the subscript 1 because these are set 1 equations, right? So what do we get? Our well-being becomes well-being ij becomes gamma 00 gamma 01 G dot lead J plus gamma 10 HRS Ij plus U0J plus Rij. So what is the total? Can anybody tell me what is the total effect without mediation? The total effect of G dot lead on well-being. What is the total effect?
Gamma 011
Gamma 011.
subscript.
Absolutely. Gamma 011. This is The total effect without any mediation, we are saying this is the total effect of G dot lead on well-being. Correct? Now we want to see what happens when we talk about mediation, right? So we write set two equations. Okay, we come to set two now. What is set two? Set two is Mj regressed on Xj, right? Or you can say mediator is regressed on X,
Why?
right? Mediator is regressed on X. We want to test this, right? This is A and this is B. Indirect effect will become A into B. So we want to find out what is A. So we regressed the mediator, which is Mj, right? This is Mj and this is Xj, right? So this is M and we regress it on X1 in this case. Is that okay? Any confusion here, right? This is our set 2 equation. So what do we write? We say G dot HRSJ is equal to, we can simply write the, because this is not multi-level now, this is, so we use the same subscript gamma 00 plus gamma 01 G dot lead J plus U0J. We can simply write this in this manner. Okay, there is a constant, there is some coefficient, and there is some residual associated with the level 2. And now this will become our set 2 equation. This is very simple because this is only one level. There is no multi-level in set 2 equation here. It is just at one level. And then set 3, what will it be? Set 3 equation, it is G dot HRS J to well-being Ij. You have G dot lead J to well-being, and you have HRS Ij to well-being. This is the equation. So we are saying essentially Y is regressed on X1, X2 and the mediator. Right? This is the set 3 equation that we want to write. And what will our B be? Our B will essentially be the coefficient of this path from the mediator to the outcome. So let us write the equation. We say well-being Ij is equal to beta 0j plus beta 1j HRS Ij plus Rij, and we say beta 0j is equal to now gamma 00 gamma 01 G dot lead j plus gamma 02 G dot HRS j plus U0j, and beta 1j becomes, the slope is not varying, so we hold it at a constant. And these are all now set 3 terms. So when we put this together, we get well-being ij is equal to gamma 0 0 plus gamma 0 1 g dot lead j plus gamma 0 2 g dot hrs j plus gamma 1 0 hrs ij plus u 0 j plus ri j, and this is all at level set 3, right? This is all for set. Okay, so we have got our equations. What is a now? A is nothing but the path from x to the mediator. If you look at these equations, can you tell me what is the path? What is this coefficient a?
Gamma 0 1 2.
Yes. Anybody else apart from Deepak? Do you all agree with Deepak on this? What is the path? Which equation will we look at? We will look at it in the equation where we are regressing m on x. And what is the coefficient associated with g dot lead? It is gamma 0 1 2, right? So our coefficient from x to m, the coefficient becomes gamma 0 1 2. Now what is b? B is the path from M to Y. Remember our mediation model where we had said X to M to Y, and we used to write this notation A, B and C dash. So we have found A. B is the path from M to Y. In this case, what will it be? Deepak, you hold on. Let somebody else speak. Anybody else? What will be the coefficient from M to Y? What is M? M is G dot HRS. So what will be the coefficient? Anybody? Anyone?
So gamma 023.
Gamma 0 to 3. Very good. So the coefficient associated with G dot HRS in this equation. So it is going to be gamma 0 to 3. So what will our H naught for mediation is A dot B is equal to 0 and H1 is A dot B is not equal to 0. And how do we test it? We test it by Sobel's T, which is A into B. So what is A? Gamma 0 1 2 multiplied with gamma 0 2 3 whole divided by standard error AB. And if you look at this set of equations that are given in this paper, right? So if you look at this, what do they say? Gamma 0 1 2 multiplied with gamma 0 2 3. So you see what is the coefficient associated with mj? It is gamma 0 2 3. And what is the coefficient associated with xj? It is gamma 0 1 2. And that becomes the mediation effect. And in this 2 to 1 model, we say grand mean centering and CWC M are equivalent. So there is no confounding, unconfounded estimate of mediation effect. So gamma 0 1 2 multiplied with gamma 0 2 3, right? It is very simple. If you just think of how we wrote the regression equations. Now in multi-level, just the only difference is when we are writing regression equations, we are writing them as multi-level. Otherwise, the idea is absolutely the same how we were doing our mediation analysis even when we were doing regressions. Okay, so let us go ahead and do this now on our R. Let us see how do we run this in R. So we will start our R, and the first thing that I'm going to do is set my working directory. We have done this now many times, so we will set it to multi-level. Okay, and the next thing I will do is I will load my workspace, and I will open the R script multi-level underscore med.r, and we had completed up till line number 71. So we will start now at line number 73, which says uh, 2 to 1 mediation, right? This should actually be model 1 was this. So this anyways is a comment, but let me correct it. So this is model number 2 that we are looking at, which is a 2 to 1 mediation, which says g.lead to g.hrs and then to well-being. That is the 2 to 1 mediation model. So we write the set 1 equations where we are saying well-being is regressed on g.lead. Here I have not added HRSIJ. It is okay. We just want to see what is the effect. So if you look at this set of equations, what is it going to be? Yij is equal to gamma 0 0 plus gamma 0 1 x. So 1 plus g dot lead. That is what I have written here. Well-being is regressed on 1 plus g dot lead. Okay, this is the direct effect of g dot lead, the total effect of g dot lead on well-being. Okay, and there is random intercept in this model. Everything else is the same. Data is equal to data. So let us run this. Okay, and yes, I have to link my package. So I say library multi-level, then I go to line number 80 and I run this command. So I think is data not there? Let me just create it once again. Is data not there? Okay, so I will need to. So maybe my workspace did not get saved yesterday again, so I am redoing. So I loaded this, then I created data, then I will do run all these mean centering commands. Okay, and I will also center HRS. This we had done yesterday. So now if I look at my data, I have lead, HRS, well-being, then I have grand mean centered lead, G dot lead, within group centered lead, HRS grand mean centered, G dot HRS, and within group mean centered. So now I go to model 221. This is where I begin and I run my first command, and now it runs because it was not finding the data, and I do the summary. So now I see this is the impact of g dot lead on well-being. This coefficient we had seen earlier also, and this is exactly the same equation that was there in 211 model also. So you see this equation set 1 in the 211 model, there is no change in this equation. This is set 1 where I had said well-being is regressed on g dot lead. This is what I have written here also, well-being is regressed on g dot lead. Okay, now comes the mediator. G dot HRS is regressed on the antecedent, which is x, which is g dot lead in our case. This is what I have written here. Mediator is regressed on x. And I have also written that this is a single level regression model. So I write generalized least square. G dot HRS is regressed on 1 plus G dot lead. Data is equal to data. There is no multi-level here. So when I run this, I get the coefficient G dot lead 0.9008. So let me open my Excel now and create a new spreadsheet. Let us call it as 221 model. Okay, and I say xj2mj, which is our a. What is it? Coefficient and standard error. Okay, so the coefficient is minus 0.90 minus 0.901, and the standard error is 0.033. And then what do we get? Yeah, this is what we have got, single level regression. Now comes the last that we have to do, where I have written well-being is regressed on G dot lead plus G dot HRS plus HRS. That's it. Okay, so I have written X plus mediator plus some other variables, covariates as a general name I have given. This is also a random intercept model. So I say well-being is regressed on 1 plus G dot lead, G dot HRS and HRS. Right? If you look at our equation, if you say Yij is equal to gamma 00, gamma 01, right? Gamma 02, and here I have, because I have one more level 1 predictor, so there is gamma 10 also, right? So this is G dot lead, this is G dot HRS, and there is a uh, a level 1 predictor, right, which I have not written, which is not there in Zhang et al.'s paper, but I have modeled it in this script. And it is a random intercept model, so random is equal to tilde 1, and it varies per group. So I run this model and I do the summary, and you see now what is the coefficient of G dot HRS to well-being? It is this, right? So I open my Excel and I say MJ to YIJ, right? This is the B. What is the coefficient? The coefficient is minus 0.095. And what is the standard error? 0.018. Right? This is what my coefficient and standard errors are for A and B. These are the unstandardized coefficient. These are the standard errors that we have got. So I go to my Sobel test calculator that we were seeing. What is A? Minus 0.901 and 0.033. Minus 0.901 and standard error is 0.033, and then B is minus 0.095 minus 0.095, and what is this? Is 0.018, and I press calculate. I get my Sobel's T, so I say write Sobel's T for this mediation is 5.182, and the p-value is less than 0.001. So we can say G dot HRS, so our conclusion, is G.HRS significantly mediates the relationship between G.lead and well-being. Right? We have tested the multi-level mediation between, which was the, you can say, the 2-to-1 MLM mediation. This is all that you will have to show in your research papers when you are doing your multi-level mediation models. And this one was our, you can say, the 211. So let us write it here. This is our 211 MLM mediation model, right? And this was the Zhang et al. Step that we did yesterday, and this was the normal practice which people do in case they are not aware of the problems that may come. Okay, any questions? Anybody? Is this clear?
Sir,
Yes.
so the equations, three sets of equations that we wrote,
In
it is
in which
not
level?
necessary
In which
in
level?
both.
Yes.
So what I'm asking is that it is not necessary for us to report it while we are writing a research paper. Is it like
The
that, or do we? Yes.
equations you are saying, yes, equations generally people don't write, but you must know essentially what is it that you are doing. You will, so the practice I follow is I always write the equation and then do the art script or whatever analysis that I am doing. So you must know these equations. You write them or you don't write them generally because people don't want to uh, bombard the reviewer with too much of technical terms. They generally do not write it. Okay, people may not even understand what is happening, but some people may understand, and in case they ask you, you must know what analysis and why did you do that. But otherwise, yes, you don't write them in your research paper, but you should always write them for your own analysis, for your own understanding of what you are doing.
Okay, sir. Because one or two papers that I saw which had used ICC 1 and 2 and RWG, they had written these equations.
Yes, so
So,
as I said, it is generally advisable that you know. You write it or not. I would say not many people write the equations. You can draw, you must always draw these kinds of models, okay? You must draw the model that you are trying to do. Okay, so draw these models like you must draw it like this, okay? And I have given you a paper to read also in the let me just show you in the materials folder. I have given a nice paper to read. Now that we have covered this entire MLM discussion, moderation, and mediation, you should now read this paper. Okay, so you will understand. You see now this paper, now we can understand this one, transformational leadership to job satisfaction and trust in supervisor. This is completely a level 1 mediation model. Then transformational leadership, trust in team and team performance. This is completely a level 2 mediation model. Then you can say transformational leadership to trust in team and to job satisfaction. This is which kind of a model? 2-1-1 model or 2-2-1 model?
2 to 1.
This is 2-2-1. So you have transformational leadership, trust in team, and job satisfaction. So this is a mediation model that you can also test now. That is what they are doing. Right? So you can test multiple kinds of models. You can make fancy models, try them. It is all up to you now. Once you understand what's going on, how we have done it, okay, you can write your own equations, plug them into your software, okay, and then do the analysis. Fine, is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So we will stop at MLM at this point.